Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders and closet swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Let's see if I can get a new screen share over. Yeah, yesterday the markets were just trading sideways. Very tight, narrow range. Just not a lot of fun on the way back. Volume was okay, wasn't horrible, wasn't great, but realistically, market was kind of just waiting for the minutes to come out from the Fed. The minutes were, I think, it was more of a dud event. Actually, there was not even a lot of movement from the time the minutes came out. Usually, there's some kind of big spike. Nothing. There was a little bit of confusion in the minutes. We'll go through that. So basically, it was the Fed was pretty much unanimous on saying, okay, we'll have a pause, and they were pretty much unanimous on saying we'll do another hike after. So the market is kind of pricing in maybe another, I think possibly 2 hikes coming out. So that's really all we got from the Fed minutes. However, today we had ADP numbers come out, and they are increasing. The one thing that we do know is Jerome Powell is definitely watching the labor force, and that's his avenue to fight inflation, get it down to the mystical and mythical 2% target rate. Where they got that number from, I don't know. Historically, it's not even been there, so I don't know. But that does provide us a little bit of opportunity, I think, today, in the fact that the market is selling off pretty significantly. We'll see how we want to play this thing. We'll see. We still got 27 minutes. We got 27 minutes. If we can get some kind of a bounce, which right now, maybe it doesn't happen today, but so far, anytime we've had these big gap downs, we do get buy the dip opportunities. There is a ton of money on the sideline. And when the markets do pull back, people like to load the boat. So we'll see if that happens today. Right where we're at on the SPY right now is iffy. So I have my number for 438.91. That's where I would like to see the bounce right now, at least. The 10 EMA is kind of at that zone as well. So that could provide us a little bit of support. If we get below it, which is very, very possible, we'd probably be looking for like 437.79. So we'd have about $2 to the downside. To the higher side, our first little VPOC to come in to provide a little bit of resistance is looking at 441.04. I don't know if you guys remember yesterday, we were at 444-ish. We were somewhere like right at the top, and I was like, I don't know. This feels like the place to buy some puts, because this was us retesting into yesterday's resistance. Of course, I didn't buy any puts, because I was like, no, I don't know. Puts always get burned. I'm gonna stay away. Good move, DJ. Great move. But market gapping down a little bit, so we'll see if we can take advantage of this at open somehow. If we could get some further selling into get me as close as 438.91 as possible, I'm gonna take a stab at going long or starting to creep into the market. Maybe one trade. If I see the market coming down a little bit, I could probably add a few more somewhere around this 437.79, looking for some kind of a bounce. Even if we were to draw some kind of fib on this chart too, this would take us to, I don't think we're even quite at the 50% retracement yet. No, it's going to take us to that 437.79. So that's going to align. The 50% retracement is going to align somewhere right there. We are holding the 38% retracement right now. Obviously, risk reward, not so great. In terms of this probably will get the initial bounce. We probably do this actually. What is that chart? Not chart, the pen thing. I think usually this is just a one little fib, probably initial bounce spot. We get taken up into this 23% retracement, 441 again. Then we look for a second opportunity. We break, and then we hit that kind of something like this, and then If we're going to go that way, great. If this way, if we start breaking at 618, we're probably going to be bearish back until, I would say, almost that 431 zone. So we'll see how this market wants to play out. But for right now, still, I think a little cautious, still a little bit more to the buy side. And again, keep in mind, yesterday's gap, it was a gap and go. It didn't go. It just retested the all the way through. But sentiment was a little bit weaker on that one, and maybe we could treat today as some kind of a retest gap as well. So we'll see how this thing wants to play out. But the one thing I cannot find, is how to delete the drawing I just did, which is going to get very annoying. It's got to be going somewhere. Yeah, I have no idea how to take that drawing off. Yeah, it's a zoom drawing. Usually I get a little box that pops up when I click annotate. Oh, is this it? No. I look forward to a good challenge. Trading all day with this thing on my screen. No, what happens is, so yeah, I click the little pen thing. Usually another box pops up with the options. This time it did not. Is it on this screen somewhere? Very interesting. Left of published. No, I got that part. Oh, left of publish. Is it hiding behind TOS? No. All right. Well, that's it's a good left curve. Let me do a stop screen share, and then let's see if I can do it again. Stop share. So stop share, come back. That now I got that little pop-up box. Bananas. All right, we're back. Don't worry, we're back. Buckle up, though. This is gonna be a fun one. This is gonna be a fun day. All right, we got David Cooks. Good morning. We got Real Virtual Demand. Good morning, Rado. Man, the YouTube squadron's here. All right, so the Q, same thing. We got a little gap down. This one is sitting at the 10 EMA. Still below some key VPOC areas, though. So I don't know if I would look for this bounce right out of the gate. The better opportunity, and I don't know if we can get there, but as close to 364.64 would be my opportunity. But I think short, let's see how strong this 10 is. Maybe a mini bounce off of that gives us a little bit better of a setup. And it's looking very, very similar to the SPY. But again, we are already at that 10. So if we open up and bounce, that would make sense. We do have a VPOC very, very close to us, 366.94. So I don't know. We'll see. Lauren wants to take a look at Affirm. Yeah, good old technology. I'm just glad we got that pen off. If I had to look at that drawing all day, I'd have to be put into a straitjacket. Pretty positive. Affirm, nice little gap down on Affirm. Clearing some decent pivots. The one thing to be careful of is you do have a decent support somewhere right around $14.13. So that's only going to give you maybe 20 cents to the downside, unless, I mean, you do have a bigger area, which probably will get retested somewhere around $13.26. If you think you make it down there, that's your move. You do have some moving averages coming in to maybe save it a little bit. This is also a retest gap. on a daily. So I think the best thing to do is probably, if you want to play a firm, you're waiting for it to get down to this 14.10, 14.13, somewhere in this zone. See if you get a quick flash down at open and then try to play that fade. I think I would take that opportunity if I had to. Hector's in the house. What's up, Hector? Pete wants to take a look at Tesla. And I think Microsoft is one that we have to look at it as well. You're late to rug pull day? Don't worry. We didn't start without you. We still got, we'll set off the bell in 20 minutes for you. Yeah, we actually I ring the bell here. So if you guys hear it, that's me manually ringing it. It's crazy. It's a lot of work, a lot of responsibilities. We got Tesla. Yeah, a little bit of a gap down. It is a gap and go. It is holding a key level. This is going to be one to watch. I don't know what's going to happen yet. So if we hold this level, which I got at right below us. Right below us. If we could hold 277.74, we're about 10 cents higher than it. You could see a little bit of a chop on Tesla. Resistance probably comes in around 279.86. And that would be probably your better fade spot. But if it doesn't hold right where we're at now, about 10 cents lower, there's a ton of room on Tesla, probably right on back down to 270. So that would be a decent trade. I don't know that we're there yet. So that's going to be my only reason for hesitation. Maybe a little bit of a bounce here. We chop probably in between this, I'll call it 280 to keep it simple. 280 and 270.70. That would be my chop zone. If we could get a break below that, there's a lot of room. And then again, if we could get a break higher, yeah, we probably would go higher, but it's going to be, I don't think, as fun of a trade as if we do break down. So I'm kind of hoping we get some kind of a pullback. It needs it. It's got this wide open gap. And again, my first target is 270.51. Longer term picture, I mean, 263 is not unheard of. We got the 10 right there. So there's plenty of room to the downside. I think we could get good risk reward to the downside as well. Might be one to look at puts, but again, the market has been by the dip and there's a lot of money on the sidelines. Tesla has run really far, really quick, but we got the numbers out from deliveries already. So we got a lot of news behind us. The other thing with, and I don't know if it's draining on the Tesla stock. It doesn't look like it yet from the daily, but Facebook, Zuckerberg has put out some kind of competition to Twitter. If Elon does have to withdraw any money, it starts losing money on Twitter and needs to fund it to keep it going, that could be him having to sell some more shares of Tesla. I don't think anyone's talking about it yet, but Zuckerberg is looking for 1 billion people onto the new platform. I forget what it's called, Notes or something. And interesting enough, if we take a look at Meta, if you want to partake in the new whatever it's called, we'll call it new Twitter, you do have to have Facebook and Instagram. So that will help drive up the numbers for Facebook, Instagram users, the amount of people that sign up if they want to partake in this. So it's actually pretty smart on Zuckerberg's part. I got to give him some credit. You are gapping up a little bit. You are right at the VPOC. So watch this area, 295.55. Again, we do have good catalyst behind it. Lots of volume into this thing, though. So if we cannot break out of this 295.37, it might be a buy the rumor, sell the news. A lot of this was the rumor that this product was coming out, and it was Twitter's competition, and people get excited. Now that it's kind of out there, I think he did release it a day early. Maybe we do see a little bit of sell-off, but watch that area. That's our last VPOC. We are in a longer-term basis into some little resistance zones. So we could get some kind of, after we just catapulted straight up, some type of pullback could make sense. But you at least got some good catalysts behind Meta today. And we'll see if that wants to hold or if this is going to be an opportunity for people to take profits. I think after this run, I would have taken profits forever ago, though. So I don't know. We'll see what happens on that one. Let's see, 266-ish. You want Tesla down there? Maybe. I can see that. Let me see if I missed any other tickers in the chat. Ron's looking at UPS. That play would have been great. UPS. A little bit of a gap down. You are breaking that dotted line as for now. Decent volume actually came in on that small inside candle from yesterday. You're still at, again, that candle doesn't matter too much to me. This one does. And you are still holding that candle. This could be an opportunity if I was bullish. Maybe I could see that as an opportunity. I would personally not be buying there though. So I would be looking to see if we get a little bit more of a sell-off after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, technically 7 green candles in a row. So to the downside, I think we'd be looking at, I think this is 176.67. That at least gives me the 50% retracement. I don't really have too many VPOCs there. I got a lot more down at the 618. So somewhere probably closer to about 175. For today, though, you would have to fight through a lot of moving averages to get there. You still have that little support from that big breakout candle, which is starting to give back a little bit. So watch that zone. If that one breaks, you should have some room to the downside. Might not be the easiest trade. Obviously, there's some bullish momentum. We're not at all-time highs on UPS, so it is a little bit different than Meta and some of the other guys. Almost some kind of inverse head and shoulders on a longer-term basis as well. So I could see some people starting to get interested in UPS to see if they could start building at least some positions. So if you're going to try to short this thing, going a little bit counter trend, 160, 176.67 would probably be your target for the day. But see if it breaks down that big candle from 2 days ago. We got Apple, AAPL. Apple had a little bit of a struggle bust day yesterday. Pre-market, we are also gapping down. This should be a little bit of a retest gap. I'm going to throw Apple. I already got it kind of high on the list. I would be actually looking to fade this one higher. We got the support of the 10 EMA. We are closing that gap. Any red candles that open, I would look to take the breakout on Apple. But trying to play that fade, you do have a little bit more VPOCs to the downside that could act as support, as well as some of those moving averages. So taking this one higher would make sense. Probably target on this one will get you to about back to probably about 190, 120, something in that zone. So you do have a little bit of room to work. And that one looks decent if we try the fade on that one. We'll take a look at net. It's looking a little bit to the weak side. I got one level right here. So if this thing opens, and it looks like we're opening slightly below it already. Maybe slightly above it. We're like right at it. So anything below 63.38, I'd go 63.37. That could give you some type of opportunity to get back down to about 61.21 if this thing wants to fade. We probably do have a little bit of pennant pattern, flag pattern, something like that. So unless we really get some movement in the general market today, I don't know if this is going to be a viable target unless we get through that. Probably on a daily picture, we will have to break it first, retest, and then go. So if we get any type of close below it, we get a retest back up, something like this, and then one of those two ways from there. So could be a little struggle boss. We have some support coming in, and that could hold it. Otherwise, if it does get a break and things go wild, that's going to be my target right down there. But I think Apple has a little bit more of a shot on the playing the fade, at least on this one. We got Amazon, AMZN. The driver strike could affect. We have a driver strike. I think everyone wants to strike. Nobody wants to work. Just strike. We got Amazon. Again, technically we had a little bit of an inside candle. There was some buying at some point. So any of the bulls in the smaller end of that wick, they would be trapped. If they carried this thing up higher, they are trapped. We are below some decent key levels. I would love to see. So again, that's a high wave. I'm going to go off of this candle, and that would make this a retest. So if we could get a little bit of buying in there, even if we could only get to about 129-ish, that would be a decent spot. Opening today, we are below the 10 EMA. Regardless of which way this thing wants to go, first target's going to be 127.88. If that one starts to break, then we have some more room to the downside, 126.82. So how strong is this move? Are we going to get buy the dip opportunities coming into this market? I think that's going to depend if I want to take Amazon or not. I would love to see if we could get some kind of green candles, high waves, something like that at 129. That would make it a little more appealing, get me some better risk reward as well. But we will push this one a little bit higher on the list. And what you guys don't know is no driver strike will affect Amazon ever. You see how fast those drones come out. If there's a reason to get the drones flying around, yeah, probably driver strike. But yeah, I think this is a little bit of a fadeable gap. I would be looking to buy 127.91. Otherwise, quick fade up, look to short somewhere close to 129. Yeah, Rock in the house. I missed you yesterday, Rock. I miss Rock. I even wrote that in my journal. It's crazy. Sebastian says this guy don't have the real lines figured out. What real lines? You tell me what a real line is. You let me know which one. You let's go back to the stock market. You tell me where the real lines are. All lines are is created by somebody else, assuming that that's a place that was bought before. That's about it. Which is exactly why I don't really use the lines. I don't really even use the 10 EMAs. By the way, if you guys have other tickers, throw them in the chat. We could take a look, pull them up. But all the 10 EMA is, if you're a 10 EMA trader and everybody's got their own strategy, if you're using the 100, the 200, things got to cross. I hate to tell you this, Sebastian, but you're just using past information about what happened in the stock market. That's it. That's all you're using. It's not going to tell you anything about where the stock market goes. So what I do use, which is more accurate, is the VPOCs, because this is actually where money came into the market at higher volume prices. So that's why I know where people start getting trapped, where targets are. But yeah, I could draw a line like this. That looks good. I could draw a support line. Could be something like this. Yeah, man, that one looks phenomenal too. We could throw another one. We'll get a small little line up here too. I mean, we could have lines for days. So keep in mind where I draw my line, what I see might be a little different than what you see. And I think it's all important, but irrelevant at the same time. To me, where people are actually putting their money at risk and who's winning, who's losing on trades, I think that's actually going to affect the overall movement of stocks. If that makes sense. INTC for a fade. Yeah, I think, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was Workhorse. It was just a straight down move. I drew a nice little slope and had a car on top of it and everything. It was crazy. It was crazy. And I was like, this car is driving downhill. Where did Workhorse go? Straight downhill. So, you know, you use what you want. It's okay. It's okay. I feel you. I still love you. Intel is gapping down, small little bit of a retest gap. We do have some type of support coming in, 31.72. So we got some moving averages right there. This probably does look like a fade. Is that what you guys were trying to do? Yeah, you want to fade this one? Yeah, you're going to get about 60 cents. Yeah, probably about 60 cents. You do have this zone right here where we closed. That's also a good VPOC area. So that's where I think we get some kind of a bounce into there as well. And this would look like a fade. See if this one wants to come down a little bit more, though, because 60 cents on Intel is probably not tremendous. Let's push this one up higher on the list. I would love to see us get down into like the 3130 area. I don't know if that's going to happen. Bigger support probably going to start coming around 3172. Let's throw a little alert there. Let's see if we get alerted right at that zone for us to start to look. That would come into some decent amount of moving averages, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right, SYY. And we see one for Netflix. We got CSCO. Good gap down again. This is another one I support. So we have inside candle. So this candle, if we're basing the entire move off of this, that would be a retest. That's still inside, and I think we were trapping some bulls there. Lots of volume came in yesterday, though, on that sell-off, and we were at some kind of resistance. Yeah, let's look. Oh, some kind of support. Let's see if we can get this one as a fade. If you're going to play this one, look for a fade. Man, it's probably going to be a chop zone. If this thing starts to drop a little bit, see if we can get it off of like 72.93. I think would be a good spot to pick it off at. Was it Rivian? No, it wasn't Rivian. It was Workhorse, because they were pushing their cars around. Someone wound DJ's. Nah, you guys don't even understand. I love it. I love good comments, because you're not. I mean, technically, you're not wrong. Lines are lines. I don't care. The market will open. I'll still play the market how I want to. Don't affect me. All right, we got Netflix. A little bit of right below. Yeah, Netflix is going to be a little choppy, I think. That is a good looking gap, though. I am going to push this one higher on the list. Could be a little bit of a double top. Man, I would love to see this thing pop up higher. 442.97. Up until this point, we've had decent little bit of an uptrend. I think there's still some buying sentiment in this thing. But we are breaking down that high wave, couple levels of VPOX at this point. Look for a bounce, the immediate bounce, maybe 437.95. See if that holds. If not, that should take us down a little bit further to about 432.65. But unfortunately, man, the market's about to open. I got to disconnect YouTube, unfortunately, but you guys can check out All Access Pass. Make sure you guys do that. We have got beginner, intermediate, and advanced classes. They do teach you how to draw lines wherever you like to on the charts. And until next time, I'll catch all you guys tomorrow. Be safe out there in the market. And man, it's gonna be a little crazy day. I wouldn't be surprised if the fade gets, if we start buying the dip again. But let's see if we can get a little